Hi guys, welcome back to ETS2 where we're in Padborg. I've driven around to the service area, repaired the truck, only cost about 3,000, so we've still got near enough 70,000 in the bank, and I've rested. So I'm now going to find a job. So let's have a look and see what we've got. So going out of Padborg, which is there. That's it. Oh, Russia. 39,000. Okay, through Poland and Belarus. Okay, we're going to take that. It's 30 hours, which means I'm going to have to cut this video probably into 3 parts. So we'll do about 11 hours and rest. Then we'll do a second video with another 11 hours and rest. And then a third video with the last bit, if that's okay with you guys. So, Russia. Rusmap. We're going through Poland and Belarus on the way. Okay, so this is a repair yard at Padborg. And we need to go out of here and turn right by the look of it. It looks like we can't go anywhere else. Oh, fuel. I think we need fuel. We need fuel before we go anywhere. So, let's just try. It looks like we have to go through this petrol station to get where we want to be anyway. So let's just wait for these guys to go by. Okay, that way. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'll go to this one over here. It doesn't really matter where we go. Lots of choices at this petrol station, but we'll go in here. Pull up there, stop the engine and fill the tank. 1.04 a litre, pretty cheap by current UK standards. It's more like 120 odd a litre here, I think, at the moment, something like that. It was worse, it was 130 odd a litre at one point, then it went down. It was like 110, now it's gone up again. Okay. Right, that's us fuel, so we'll start the engine and we'll assume we can get out around this way. Looks like we can. Yep, we can get out around there, alright. So what do we need to do when we get out? That's the question. I think we're picking this up at TNT, aren't we? So, pretty sure it was TNT depot we need to go to pick it up. Click the curve there, but not to worry. Right, down here. Right, this bit. A lot of these little sort of triangular bits with lampposts on around Padborg, I've noticed. Quite keen on those. Right, into the TNT depot. Pretty sure this is where it was. Okay. Freight market, and there it is. Padborg to Vyazma in Russia. Can't say I've heard of Vyazma, but there you go. Through Poland and Belarus. That'd be quite an interesting drive. Bit different, guys. Certainly something we've not done before. I can just about see our trailer back there. See if we can reverse back to it. You can see the spinning white symbol above it and the white box around it. That's where our trailer is. And we are just about on it. Yep, there you go. Nice. Okay, so, Russia, here we come. Now, where have we got to go? We've got to go out here and right, because this road is closed at the end, so I think there's absolutely no choice as to where you go here. We have to go out here, and we have to go down here, and turn left. Try and get myself some room to swing around here a bit. That cargo. And we'll get ourselves around here. Okay, so we are now on the way, I think. Looks like we've got to go back through this petrol station type area. Go in here. Okay, through there and left at the end of it. Again, try and give ourselves a bit of room to swing round in. There's the Volvo truck dealer. Okay, so we're round there, so now it should be fairly simple to get down here, right onto this road here. Quite busy with traffic, people, I've got to say. What time is it? 3:45 in the afternoon on a Monday, so I guess I wouldn't be quiet this time. It certainly was quite busy. Okay, so off we go. I didn't look about how we're getting down to Poland, but I imagine through Germany again. Germany borders Poland, I think, so we should be able to go around here, theoretically, once these guys have gone. Are you going to go, mate? No, you're letting me go. No, you're not, you are, you're not, you are. You are now. Okay. He didn't seem like he could decide what to do there. But not to worry. We're done, we're on our way, and we're coming straight to the border. So, pretty much as I expected, we're going straight across the border into Germany, I think. So there's the border, and I assume this is Germany we're going into? Was it? Where were we? We were in Denmark. It could be Holland actually. It looks like a German flag though. See if we can see on this sign. It's got a D on the top of it. We're in Germany. And it has indeed got a D on it. So we are back in Deutschland, Germany. So I think we go through Germany, into Poland, across Belarus, and into Russia for the first time. Wonder what weather we'll encounter on the way into it. Russia can be quite cold, depending on time of year. I'd say, because it always seems to be summer, I'd imagine we'll be okay. Russia gets quite cold in the winter, Siberian winters and all that. Horrendously cold, like minus 30 or something. Some crazy temperatures in Siberia. I'm not sure Vyazma is in Siberia, but it's in Russia somewhere. Moscow gets pretty cold as well in the winter, so... But I think, as I've said before, the game seems to be like perpetually stuck in summer. Seasons don't seem to change. So on that basis, I doubt it's going to be too bad. I don't think I've ever seen snow in the game. I mean, we've seen rainfall, but I don't think I've ever seen it actually snow. Even if you go up to Iceland or somewhere, whilst there's a lot of snow and ice on the ground, I don't think I've actually seen it snow. Which is a shame in some ways. I mean, that would be quite cool, really. And as I say, I'd quite like to see the seasons change. You can do it with mods. You could, after a certain amount of time, install an autumn mod and say, okay, it's now changed to autumn, and then a little while later install the winter mod. And now it's changed to winter, and then take them out again and you're back into normal, so to speak. So you can do it with mods, but I think it would be nice if the game did it, to be honest. Ooh, nice river. Very wide river. This is a bit like going off across the Humber Bridge near Hull in the UK. Two rivers by the look of it, or a river that splits into two or something. Okay, so we've left behind Padborg and Denmark. We've got 1,112 miles. 1,111 now, all ones. So a little over 1,100 miles. So as I say, we'll cut this into 3 bits, because otherwise it would be an horrendously long video. The last one got quite long and I apologise for that, but it's partially because of my issues getting into that depot at the end. Hey ho. No serious damage done, that's the important thing. And the key thing was we got our cargo delivered, which is what we're supposed to do at the end of the day. That's our business. All around there, so I think we're okay to up here. Now we've got one of these long sweeping bends again. I like to push my luck on speed too much around these. And tighten up quite a lot. Okay, getting down there. And now we've got to move out. Okay, that's fine. And off we go. So, how far to Poland, I wonder? Will we get into Poland in this section? 11 hours worth of driving, I would have thought. Get out of... Considering we've got to do Poland, Belarus and quite a way into Russia, then I would have thought we would easily be into Poland before the end of this. Possibly even into Belarus. We'll see. We'll see where we end up. Of course, Europe now has a lot more countries, so to speak, in it since the breakup of the Soviet Union many years back. It used to be one big country, if you like, the USSR. Stood for Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, I think. Communism, basically. Communism fell, Berlin Wall fell, all of that, and we ended up with lots more countries around, like Belarus, for example. And I don't think Latvia, Lithuania, places like that existed before then. I think they did. Then of course there was Czechoslovakia, which used to be one big country and then is now Czech Republic, Slovakia, Slovenia I think came out of there as well, didn't it? So there's been a lot of changes going on in Europe in the last 50 years or so, and there's a lot more individual countries now. Moldova, I think, was USSR before, and that's now a country in its own right. Ukraine was part of USSR, I think. There's been all the problems with Crimea and arguments between Ukraine and Russia. There's still the people in Crimea, which is southern Ukraine, possibly. They apparently consider themselves to be Russian, whereas the rest of Ukraine quite definitely do not. So, there were tensions in that area, and then Russia annexed Crimea. So, I hardly think it's the start of a rebuild of the USSR. I think they'll have a long way to go to do that, but... So Belarus, I think, was pretty much part of the USSR in the old days. Since the fall of communism, it's become an independent country. So we're going to go through Poland, into Belarus, out the far side of Belarus, into Russia itself. To Vyazma, I think it's pronounced. That may be completely wrong, because I know absolutely no Russian at all. Well, actually, I know one word of Russian. One word of Russian, which is Tovarich. which means friend, I believe. More than that, I don't know much. I did know Russian for cheers, but I can't remember it now. There you go. But never been to Russia. Don't even know if you could. I don't know if you get a visa. I think they're a bit funny about giving visas to Western Europeans as well. Who knows? I can't say it's something I'm proposing to do anyway. It's probably an interesting country to visit. I mean, Moscow looks quite interesting. Interesting architecture and so on. Speed limit keeps changing along here. Down to 37 again now. Oh, coastline. A big ship. A ferry or something, possibly. I don't think we've been on this bit of road before. So this will be new road explored again. Some flag down here. Is this a border? I'm not crossing the German border already, surely. There's a container ship out there, look. Carrying all these containers that then get unloaded and trucks come and pick them up. I don't think we're in Poland. I think that was just German flags because it's a German port. I don't think we crossed the border there. Lübeck, that was. So in Germany they tend to put those signs with the city name and a big red line across it, meaning you're leaving the city now. We don't do that in the UK. It's not very often anyway. I mean, you do get signs like saying thank you for driving carefully if you've just gone through some little village or something, whether you did drive carefully or not. But we don't normally have those signs with like a line through the name saying you're leaving this area, this town, going into whatever. Certainly can't recall seeing many of those around. Certainly don't have them where I live at the moment, that's a sure fact. Don't remember ever seeing one going out of Peterborough. My original home was Cambridge, that's where I was born. I don't remember ever seeing one with Cambridge with a line through it, so we're now leaving Cambridge. So I don't think we do that. Germany clearly do. But it's quite useful in a way, knowing you've just left the town or city limits. Ratzeburg is this way. Sounds pretty German still to me. I might know some Polish towns when we get there. Gdansk, I've heard of. Warsaw, of course, is the capital. Lodz, L-O-D-Z. Lutz. Not quite sure how you pronounce it, but yeah, that's another one. And we'll have a look on the signposts as we go, see if we see any that ring a bell. Don't know much about Poland, but I've flown over it in Flight Simulator X-Plane. Done quite a bit of flying over Poland, but I don't know too much about it. It's got a coastline in the north, got a lot of forest in the south, I believe, and in between are the main cities, as far as I understand it. So we'll see where we go. I'm going to look and try and find the bus mod, see if there's a decent bus mod that works for 1.27, and see if we can get some company names or something on the buses, because at the moment they're all just blank and that looks a bit weird, I think. So we'll have a look and see what I can find in terms of that. I'll let you know how I get on. But it will require some offline testing to make sure it works with the other mods that I've already got installed. And I don't want to install too many and affect performance, really. which they can do if you get too many. The more mods you install, the more memory you're using basically, so a lot depends on the capabilities of your PC, but my machine's got 32 gigabytes of memory in it, so it really shouldn't have a problem. I wouldn't expect we'd have major issues as long as they're compatible with the other mods I've got installed. But I think Jazzycat does a bus mod. These mods are usually really good and usually don't cause issues. I think Jazzycat might be Russian actually, I'm not sure. Something makes me think he's Russian. But I think it was because I looked at one of his mods and there were two readme files, one in English and one in what I think was Russian. So I wonder if he's from Russia, but wherever he's from, he's a really good guy. He makes some really good mods, you've got to say. We've got the cargo and trailers mod from Jazzycat installed at the moment. That's what gives us real company names and lots of different trailers and stuff on the roads and lots of different cargoes to carry. So yeah, it's really great. Adds so much to the game. I did see something online that suggests that along with Promods and Rusmap, you can use a map called Southern Region, but I'm not sure that Southern Region is available for 1.27 and whether a previous version would work. So that's something else I might look into and see if it will work or not. There's another map mod called Russian Open Spaces. Not sure quite what that adds, but that apparently also should work with Promods and Rusmap, I believe. You just have to be careful with map mods as to which ones go together. It's always worth googling them and seeing if you can find anybody who says, yeah, these two work together or these two don't. For example, TSM, Truckers something, Truckers something map I think it stands for. TSM is definitely not compatible with Promods. Those two are basically competition for each other. They do not work together, but I believe TSM will work with Rusmap. So you sort of choose TSM or Promods. Personally, I prefer Promods. But again, everybody will have their own preferences. You have to bear in mind that some of the cities I visit in these videos, I might be going to cities which are unique to Promods. So if you've got different map installed or the vanilla game, you may not have all the cities that you see me visit, possibly, and all the roads that I drive down indeed, because there may be differences. So yeah, just bear that in mind really. But I would imagine it would be hard to find too many people who've got exactly the same mod set up, because I think everybody has their own preferences. Everybody finds mods that work better for them or that they like, and everybody has different system specs and, you know, may not be able to use as many mods depending on memory and all that stuff. So you really have to install mods and try and see what happens. If you find your game's crashing, uninstall one of the mods you've added and try it again, and hopefully you can narrow down which one is causing the issue. It's usually what you have to do. But what you can do is disable all mods and then add them back one at a time and test each time you add one in and see which ones are working and which ones aren't, and then you'll find out where the incompatibility is. Hello, what's going on here? Come on guys. What's his problem, I wonder? Can't get round him, there's cars coming. Oh, he's going to go now. Oh. You couldn't have pulled out there? Bit strange. There was nothing coming down that lane. The only car that came down was in the lane to the left of him, I should have thought he could have gone straight out of there. That's being a little bit overcautious. Perhaps he doesn't know this area, like me. I'm sure you'd agree we probably all drive more cautiously in areas we don't know. Partially because we're spending time looking at road signs trying to find out where we're going. Or following your sat-nav, of course, these days. I was only thinking the other day, doesn't seem, I'm showing my age now, but when I was younger and you were going anywhere, you were either following road signs or you were getting out a sort of AA road atlas and sitting there looking at loads and loads of maps trying to work out where you were, and then possibly flicking to another page to find out where it goes, and so on and so on. And now you just stick it in your sat-nav, which is amazing really when you think how technology's changed. I mean, sat-navs are not perfect. Mine's been known to send me up a few farm tracks in my time. I had one quite strange experience. You probably all had the message from your sat-nav, turn around when possible, and I was trying to find somewhere, and I was on this road. Imagine it's this road we're driving down now. So you drive down here and you perhaps get to this blue sign. It says turn around when possible. So I turned around, went back up the other side of the road, and it said turn around when possible. Sorry? Turn around when possible. So whichever direction I went, all it said was turn around, which was very strange. Clearly thought there was a turn off somewhere between the 2 points where it was saying turn around that actually didn't exist. Another thing about sat-nav systems is, of course, you used to have to update your maps. You should always update your maps regularly, but you used to have to pay for updates to the maps. Now most sat-navs you buy have free map updates for life. So all I do with mine, which is a Garmin, is bring it in from the car, connect up the cable to the other end in the USB port, and the Garmin software that I've got installed, it updates it. And it updates not only the roads but also the speed cameras, so you get warnings where there's speed cameras. To begin with, I wondered why sat-navs were allowed to warn you where speed cameras are, because doesn't that defeat the object of a speed camera? But it all came from a claim by the Department of Transport or the government or somebody along those lines that they are not speed cameras, they are safety cameras. So the argument was then made, well, okay then, if they're safety cameras and not speed cameras, firstly paint them all bright yellow so everybody can see where they are, which they had to do. Well, what? Where? There's nothing there. And yeah, they had to paint them all bright yellow so we can all see them. And also they had to allow sat-navs to warn you where they are, because they're not speed cameras, they're safety cameras. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one personally. I think they're speed cameras. And the point of them is to catch people speeding. So they are speed cameras. You call them what you like. When you drive past one of those cameras and it flashes at you, what made it flash at you? It wasn't the fact you were driving unsafely, it was the speed you were doing. So they can call them safety cameras as much as they like, they're speed cameras. There's been quite a lot of controversy in some areas of the UK where they stick them in places where it seems safety is not as big an issue as it might be in other places, and it's like they stuck the camera there because it'll make a lot of money. Which means they're not safety cameras, they're speed cameras, because they're going to make money for the council. I don't agree with people speeding, I'm not saying I do, but I also don't agree that they're safety cameras. They can call them safety cameras if they want. Us motorists know they're speed cameras. So there you go. I'm not actually sure how my sat-nav refers to them. I'm not sure if it refers to them as speed cameras or safety cameras. mean, officially you are supposed to call them safety cameras, but there you go. They used to be painted grey and were quite well hidden at times, and you could never see where they were. But then once they came up with this safety cameras thing, they were forced to paint them all bright yellow. So now you can see where they are. I'm not sure, I mean, apart from catching people who are speeding, I don't know what else they achieve really, because surely if you're driving down the road and your sat-nav says there's a speed camera ahead, what do? You slow down until you're past the camera. And once you're past the area where the camera's going to catch you for speeding, you put your foot down again. That's what everybody does. So, do they achieve that much? I don't know. But what better way is there? It's interesting, but there you go. As I say, because it's speed that triggers it to take the picture, not anything you're doing that's unsafe, other than speeding, which is unsafe in itself, but it's speed that triggers them, so therefore they're speed cameras in my view. But that's the end of that discussion for now. Anybody wants to share any opinions, please feel free. Okay, so there's a rest stop here, which I still think is a rest station. And we've got 22 hours total time on the job to go, and we've got 3 hours until we need to rest. So we'll get down to probably about 19 hours to go, something like that when we rest. That'll be fine, because we can rest at 19 hours, then we'll have 11 hours, which will take us down to 8 remaining when we rest the second time, and then we can do that 8 in the last bit. So it'll be 2 rest stops. That's fine. We can cope with that. And we'll have a little bit of leeway, about 2 or 3 hour leeway somewhere if we can time the stops the way I'm intending. Poland, I believe. Polska. Polska is Polish for Poland, as I understand it. I mean, this is the border. So we will crossing the border here. Rest stops, of course, at the border, but we still have 2 hours 50 minutes, so I'm not going to stop here. Pushing my luck again. I know I did this before and nearly had a problem. Nearly. What? You said 50. I think that changed to 37 and then immediately did me for speeding. So that's a bit naughty as well. If you put a speed camera immediately after a change in the limit, really you should be able to reach a place where the limit becomes lower, be able to go through that and probably have, I would say, a minimum of 100 yards before there's any speed camera. So you've actually got a chance to slow down. If you're coming into an area, say at 50 mile an hour, and you're going into a 30 mile an hour zone, you know, you've got to slow down from 50 to 30. So when you see the 30 mile an hour sign, you slow down. But you might pass that sign still a little bit over the 30, if you see what I mean. And if there was a camera right there, that one seemed to be back there, then everybody would get caught for speeding, basically. So I think minimum 100 yards, possibly a bit more. Okay, so how are we doing? 2 hours 33 minutes. I'm not going to risk it this time. I am going to rest now, because I'm paranoid now. It's last time I decided to risk it and couldn't find services for God knows how long. So we're going to pull in and rest this time. Probably what this means is as soon as we come out of here, having rested, There'll be loads of service places I could have stopped. It's bound to be the case, you know it is. But there you go, what can you do? So I'm going to pull over here to the right. I'm going to stop along here. Turn the engine off and rest. So what I'll do is end this video there, and then next time you join me we'll start from here and cross the rest of Poland into Belarus and on into Russia. So take care guys, hope you enjoyed that and my ramblings about speed cameras, safety cameras and everything else, and I'll see you next time. In the meantime, happy trucking, bye now.